Hello and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. And being Wednesday, in recent times, we have had a new present to open every Wednesday for about the last several months. It's a present from Marty Sears. It's the new rat run. This is rat run number 30. Star Rats, it's called. Now, let's have a look at what Marty's written for the story here. You can see, look at the rating, 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty, so hopefully a bit easier than yesterday's puzzle, and 99% approval rating. Experiment number 30, silver, 18th of March, 1975. While we set up the silver maze this afternoon, Elliot was more talkative than he has been in weeks. We discussed the rats and the longer-term significance of our work. He was adamant that this will be remembered for many years to come, and that their names will appear in textbooks of the future. Watching him become uncharacteristically animated, I found myself wondering whether it is, in fact, his own name he's imagining. It was an odd conversation, not least because he spoke as though the outcome of this study were already decided. We are not quite at the finish line, that's going to be, isn't it? And obviously there's the usual cut-off after that. Let's have a look at some comments. There's 2 rats there. Oh, rat, what's that? Rat runs are like plugging in a USB stick. Try one way, prove it doesn't work. Try the other way because it has to be right, and it doesn't work. Try the first way again, and it works. That's a very good comment. Yeah. That's Erin, isn't it? Once again, I find myself in awe at the utter and unmatched brilliance of a couple of rats. Oh, and Marty too, I suppose. It's fantastic, isn't it? What a treat. We'll get to the rules of this one in a moment or two's time. I do hope it doesn't take me quite as long to solve as yesterday's video when I did Battle with this thing by Lass for One, Full Rank Killers. That was very hard. It took me over 3 hours to solve. So if you like your videos on Cracking the Cryptic of the longer variety, you might like to have a look at that. I'm not actually totally ashamed of how long it took me. I don't think I was being a total muppet. There may be other views available, of course, but I think it is just quite a hard puzzle. What else can I mention? Let me think. There are other things going on, aren't there? Over on Patreon, we've got our competition. There's just 2 days left to enter that. So if you haven't started yet, you've still got plenty of time. There's only 12 puzzles to solve, and you would get through them if you started them today. But you're probably going to need 2 or 3 hours to work through them all and give yourself a chance of winning, which would involve coming onto the channel, of course, and trying to solve a puzzle which might appeal to some of you. So that's over on Patreon right now. Also, there is something I definitely commend to all of you, which is, there. I was thinking, why doesn't it appear when I press the button? It's because I didn't properly press the button. There we go. This is a video in which Mark and I battle together against Fink's Blueprints Sudoku. If you're a fan of the Blueprint streams we've been doing on Monday evenings, you might enjoy that. That is also nearly a 3-hour video, believe it or not. Now, one other thing I wanted to ask you about today. I might try and do a quiz. I've got the ability to do quizzes in YouTube videos now. It might not work, but if I can, I might do it. There is a new game that has just come out called the Artisan of Glimmith. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Let me just... Oh, yeah, no, you sort of can. The Artisan of Glimmith. It's by the same people who made Islands of Insight, which was a game we streamed a few times. Feels like about 1.5 years ago. I really liked that game. I think it had a couple of issues with it, but the principle of doing lots and lots of handmade logical puzzles, that's absolutely what we were born to do on the channel. And this has come out from the same people, and I believe it has got lots of handmade puzzles in it. In fact, I had an email that suggested that Tesseralis, who is a constructor we've featured the Sudokus of on the channel a few times, but I want to, not for a few years. I think Tesseralis made some of the puzzles for the Artisan of Glimmith. Anyway, here's the question. Here is the question. Should we be streaming this game? Now, the reason for asking the question is I obviously don't want to. I think there is a core audience who are very invested in what we've been doing on Blueprints, so I don't want to detract from that. And we are intending to go back to the Blueprints mansion on Monday evening. But we could do, I did talk to Mark about this, we could do a bonus stream either tomorrow or Saturday evening, perhaps where we have a look at this brand new game. It only came out yesterday. So if that might be interesting, do drop a comment, or if this quiz thing works, do let me know that way. And we will see what we can do. Now, anything else? No, weirdly, no birthdays to do today. I've had like minutes and minutes and minutes worth of birthdays to do the last few videos, but today I have none. So if it is your birthday, and if I was supposed to wish you a happy birthday, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I don't know what I've done with notifications, but my diary is empty, which is a rarity these days. So, I don't think there's anything else to mention. Let's have a look at Marty's rat run number 30, Star Rats. What do we have to do? In this one, we have got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. The aim of the experiment, Finkz and Phinx, that's Finkz with an F and Phinx with a PH, must both reach the cupcakes by finding a path through the maze. The paths must not visit any cell more than once, cross themselves or each other, or pass through any thick maze walls. The paths may not share cells, except for where they meet at the cupcakes. So today we've got both cupcakes in the same cell. And what does it mean about the die? Oh, well, it's about not going through thick maze walls, so we can't do that. That's not going to work. But we could do that. That would work. As well, you can see I've done rat run puzzles before. As well as moving orthogonally, they may move diagonally if there's a 2x2 space in which to do so, but may never pass diagonally through a round wall spot on the corner of a cell. So I've just shown you what that means. Ooh, a booster cell. As Maverick's about to fly over, it is the most beautiful spring day here today. I have my window open. I'm actually, for the first time this year, in a t-shirt as well. Anyway, sorry, I digressed. Booster cells. There is one booster cell in every row, column and box, and each contains a different digit. The value of a booster cell equals its digit plus its row number plus its column number. E.g., if row 7, column 3 is a booster cell and contains a 6, it will have the value of 16. Yes, okay, because it's in row 7, it's in column 3, so 7 plus 3 is 10, plus the digit itself, which is 6. 16, okay, wow. Blackcurrants. If two cells are joined by a blackcurrant, then the value of one is double the value of the other. Oh, goodness. Right, so that's terrifying. Because if one of these booster cells was on one of these blackcurrants, that's going to throw all sorts of jiggery-pokery into the mix, isn't it? But in normal blackcurrant language, if this was a 4, this would either be 8, because 8 is double 4, or it would be 2 because 4 is double 2. But who knows what boosters do to that. Starfruit. Oh, I've not had a starfruit before. The sum of the two values joined by a starfruit is always the same and must be deduced, again, values. So the sum of those two is the same as the sum of those two is the same as the sum of those two. Well, the values, though, always the values. And the test constraint, in this experiment, both rats visit the same number of cells and the sequence of values along both paths are identical. Wow. E.g., if the first 5 values visited by Finkz are 7, 4, 12, 3 and 8 in that order, then the same must be true for Phinx with a pH. So the whole paths are the same in terms of values. That's incredible. I mean, that feels genuinely daunting. Anyway, I understand it. I can't claim I don't understand it. I'm just a bit surprised. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. So, they're both going there. Oh, okay, so firstly we've got to christen them, don't we? Because I can't use Finkz and Phinx, they sound the same. So I use, what is it, Inks and Pinks. So let's christen this one. This can be Pinks. So Pinks seems to only have one way to go. Inks can go up or down by the looks of it. Okay, and so Pinks has to navigate the whole of box 9. One of which is going to be one of those strange cells, isn't it? A booster cell. And that booster cell is going to have a massive value. Because even if we put like a really tiny value, what are we adding? So let's look at this cell. Let's say that was a 1. That would have a value of 7 plus 7. It's in row 7, column 7, plus 1, 15. And I bet you can't get much less than that, because these are row 7, column 8, and row 8, column 7. They've already got 15 added to them before you even put the digit in. That one, and that one, they'll all be 16s then, won't they? Row 7, column 9, row 8, column 8, row 9, column 7. 16s plus the value. So this will be 17s plus the value. And that will be 18 plus the value in the cell. So this one, well, this one's going to have to, in order to generate a value of at least 15, I was thinking, does it have to come down to the bottom of the grid? Because at least if it gets down here, it's adding a large row number. If it goes up there, it's adding a very modest column number to a very modest row number. But I guess you could do that, couldn't you? Like if you were going there, you could have 3 plus 3 plus 9. That is 15. That just about gets to be the size of that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can't get to that cell in less than 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But that would only get me to here on this one, which that one has a value of at least 16. Row 7, column 8 plus 1, 16. And what was this one? Hang on. That one was 15 was the maximum. So, oh, but I could wiggle. Oh, but hang on. But if I wiggle up here, then I've still got to deal with something in this box. So maybe I've got to get to that one. That would be the 9th cell. That could be that one. I think it's very difficult for the mouse to go up. I just can't quite articulate why it's impossible. If it's row 3, column 4, so that's adding 7. Can I? Oh, I see. Yeah, look, you could. Yeah, here you go. If that was the digit that matched off with this, so that's the 9th cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. then I'd be adding 7 to this digit to have to achieve a value of at least 15, so that could be an 8. Ah, well, okay, I've changed my mind then. So you can do it by going up, but it's just tricky. I think you have to do something in those 2 cells. Okay, so is there a reason you can't go down here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. If you go down, you'd have to make those different. No, only those, because then that one would be that one. You'd have to make those 2 different. So one of those would have to be a boosted digit, because obviously you couldn't just write 5 into both of those. They'd have to have the same value, and if that value was natural in both cases, Sudoku would break. So you'd need one of them to be boosted. It can't be that one. That can't be boosted. That's going to be enormous. If that's boosted, its value is at least 70. Oh, no, 17 you can't do, because then you'd have to boost that one. You can only have one booster in the row. So this would be natural. This would be boosted. And that's row 8, column 1, which is 9. Row 8, column 1. Oh, but hang on, that couldn't be. Oh, that's right. Bobbins. Bobbins, 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 McBobbins face. Right. Okay, you can't. Right. I should have seen this more quickly. This one, inks, doesn't go down. Now, okay, the way to think this through is to realize only one of these can be boosted, because there's only one booster in every row. So to create the same value, you've got to boost this one. What color should we have for boosters? Red. So you boost this one. You unboost this one as a result of that. And yet, the value of this is adjusted by 9 because it's row 8, column 1. So we add whatever this digit is, let's say it's x. This has to be equal to x plus 9, and yet it's a Sudoku digit. There are no digits. Even if this is a 1, then this would be a 10. It can't work. So actually, inks goes north like this. Now, what does that mean? So inks goes north. So, but all of these could be boosted, couldn't they? If that was boosted, row 3, column 1, that would be plus 4. Yeah, so that if say that was a 4, then that would be worth 8, and this could be a natural 8. But what would happen? Okay. But probably most of these early cells on pinks can't be boosted, because we know we'd be adding 18 to this digit, 17, 16, 15 to this digit. If you're adding 15 to a digit, then that's 16 again, that's 17 again, that's 16 again. So hang on, how does this work then? Over here, you're adding... You're not adding nearly as much, that's for true. This is adding 4, this is adding 3, that's adding 2. So if any of these were boosted, you just can't get anywhere near, because you can make the difference between the digits themselves could be a maximum of 8 in favor of inks. but that's being offset by a difference. Well, a boost of, say, at least 15, and the boost that could be applied in any of those cells, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. No, I've done that wrong. That's 5, isn't it? So it's row 4, column 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a natural difference of 9 versus 1 would create an 8 difference, plus a difference of 5 from if this was also boosted is a 13 difference, but the minimum difference from a boosted cell here is 15. So there is no way that any of those cells are adjusted, because you can't make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not okay. You couldn't make these the equivalent. Now, what about this one, which is going to be the next movement for this one? This is going to be row 7, column 8, which is a 15 adjustment. But we do have the opportunity here to go to this cell, which would give us a double 3 adjustment on this side. But the difference between 6 and 15 is 9, which I can't account for with the digit difference, which could be a 9 here versus a 1 here. That's only an 8 difference. So if this is boosted, it doesn't work, is what I'm saying. I think. Sorry, I could have got that one as well. I just didn't realize it. So if let's just make sure I'm right. If this is boosted, and something has to be boosted in box 9, if it's this one, the minimum value of this cell is 16. 15 for the row 7, column 8 plus 1. And I can't create 16 anywhere here. The best I'll do is to go to this cell for row 3, column 3 and add 9 to it. It's only 15. So that's not boosted. This is boosted. That's probably taken me far too long to work that out. But anyway, that seems to be true. And therefore, I've got 2 cells. Yeah, because now this is only being adjusted by 14 for the row 7, column 7 boostedness. So if this was a 1, I only need to create a value of 15, not with the next cell from here, but with the one after that, which would allow me to go here, wouldn't it? Or to do a rinky-dink and to make that one a 9, I think. If that was a boosted cell. I mean, what on earth? I don't see how I'm meant to know. There must be a way, mustn't there? It's Marty after all. How do I know which one of those? Oh, there's a crow fight going on outside. That's not very good. I don't know. Is there something special about this cell? It's on a what were the blackcurrant thingies? Oh, wait. No, that's okay, isn't it? Oh, hang on. Ah, hang on. I'm just going to change tack altogether. What's going on there? That's weird. That's weird because we're told that the starfruits all have the same sum effectively. So those two add up to the same as those two, but that means these two add up to the same as these two, but this is common to both of those sums. So these two have to have the same value. Bobbin's face again. Those two have to have the same value, don't they? Because this is common. So if this sums to x, and this sums to x, and this sums to a, then a plus this digit is equal to x, or a plus this value is equal to x, and a plus this value is equal to x. So these have the same value, which means one of them is naughty, because you can't put the same digit in those cells. Now that allows me to do this straight away. But this is important. This is important because now this is hang on. Or what I'm thinking now is, if the equivalent of this is this cell, then we know that the value of this cell is at least 15 because of this cell. But that means this cell should have a value of 15. But how that you can't do both of those things at the same time. I'd need two doublers or two boosters, whatever they're called. That's right, isn't it? That's really weird, and quite lovely actually. So what I'm saying is that I have to find on the inks path the 9th cell on the inks path. I've done 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've done 7 yet. So the 9th cell could be this one. But if it was, it would have to be boosted because its value is at least 15. But then this one is meant to have the same value. It can't be a Sudoku digit and have a value of 15. So it would too need to be boosted, and that cannot happen. So this is not the 9th cell on the path, on Inks's path. The 9th cell, we're on 7. So the 9th cell, which has to generate a value of 15 at least, is that cell. That's the only one in this box that can generate a value of 15. And the only way this can generate a value of 15, it's in row 3, column 3, is if it's a 9, it's boosted, and this is a 1, and that's a digit. This is unboosted now by boostal logic in the row, boostal being the technical term, and that's boosted. And we don't go there directly because this is the 9th cell. This is lunacy, Marty. It's brilliant, but it's very difficult. So now that one is the same as that one. Those have the same value. That's just wrecking my head. What does that mean for 9? And oh no, my head's going around in a circle. I've got that horrible feeling I sometimes get when we're playing blueprints with those boxes. Oh. How? Yeah, okay. How? All right, I see. Right, okay. How do you put a value? See this 1 here? There is a 1 somewhere in box 1. I've got to write the digit 1 into a green cell. How could that be on the path? It couldn't be on the path, because then one of these cells would have to be a 1. So the 1 is the digit on the blackcurrant that is not visited by this, because this is either doing that or it's doing that to make sure this is the 9th cell. So the 1, which is not visited, is on the path. It's a blackcurrant, and these are both natural, so it's with a 2. So the 2 is the 8th, 2 is the 8th cell now on this part. I don't know which one it is, but that means this is a 2. This is on a blackcurrant down here, so this is now a 4 because it can't be a 1. So this is now a 4. Oh, I don't know. It's brilliant. It's quite brilliant. You've got to be completely mad to construct this. You've got to be completely and utterly certifiable. What? So what do I do now? So this one, can I do this backwards though? What's going on with... I've got to put a 9 in one of those. And I can't put a 9, so does that... Totally confused. Is this a 9? Is that what I'm being told? I think I am. If any of these were 9, I'd have to write another 9 into box 1. So the rat, I should say, give her a proper title. Pinks is a 9, but that means inks is a 9. But could you create inks as a 9 here using a booster? And the answer to that is probably, knowing Marty, and that's in row 4, column 1. So that would be an upward adjustment by 5. So this could be a 4 boosted or an actual 9 unboosted. Now, what on earth do I do now? I don't know. I know this digit is being boosted by... That's also being boosted by 5, isn't it? So whatever that actual digit is, let's say it was as low as it could possibly be, it would be a 1, boosted by 5 to create a 6 value here. So this digit is 6, 7 or 8. Okay, so it's not 7 because this is a natural blackcurrant. And in the world of natural blackcurrant, this is sort of the Ribena domino. Is Ribena natural? Probably not, actually. I always used to think when I was young that if I had sort of... Because I used to believe that Ribena was incredibly rich in vitamin C because of the advertising. So I never ate any fruit in those days. So as a sort of teenager, I would have a glass of Ribena and I would make it almost entirely Ribena on the basis that that was how I was getting my vitamin C. Goodness only knows how much sugar that was, but it was probably quite a lot. Anyway, I digress. Right, so this is a natural blackcurrant, and that means you can't put 7 on it because this digit would be a 14 or a 3.5. So that's a 6 or an 8. This is a 3 or a 4. So I can work out this digit. This is a 1 or a 3. Because it's got to be 5 less than this. So I've got it right. So this is a 1 or a 3. It can't be a 1. We've had a 1 in a booster, and we're not allowed to repeat in boosters. So that's a 3. That's an 8. That's a 4. That digit is now... I've got no idea what that is actually, have I? It's... I don't know. It's 8 plus something. But whatever it is, it sort of works. Oh, I suppose if it was, say, a 1, that would be a 9. So it's at least 9. So that domino adds up to at least 9. That domino adds up to at least 9. That domino adds up to at least 9. But it could be much bigger. If it was 9 and 8, it would be 17. But this wouldn't. No, it's got to be something that can't be replicated here. So if it was 9 here, then this is natural, and there would also have to be an 8-9 pair. So it's not as big as 9, that digit. It could perhaps be 7 if this was 6-9. And then that could be 7-8. Ah, wait. Is that an 8? Or is that wrong? After the ninth digit, both paths then go right. So this is an 8. Sorry, that's been available for ages. So well, I can't go into the 4. Well, no, I could if I go downwards. Hang on. So if I go into the 4 for my next move from the 8, then the next move from here has to be a value of 4, which couldn't be there because of this 4. So it would have to be a value of 4 here. But then that would have to be a 4. This is weird. I don't think that works. I don't think you can go from the 8 to the 4. Because the only way I could get a 4 here is to go across the star. But that then sort of feeds back into this and says, okay, well, this then would have to be, because the star would add up to 12. So this star should add up to 12, and that would put another 4 in box 2. So I don't, the thing is, you could go diagonally or up. But if you go diagonally, wait, there is a problem here, isn't there? If I go to there, I could modify this and boost it. But if I boost that, that's row 8, column 6, that's 14. Okay, no, I can't boost it. You can't get to a 14 plus something value from here. So if I do go there, I go there in unboosted form. So probably I go down here across the star, and I go up here across the star. I was thinking that if I didn't do that, if I do go there, don't I have a problem? Because let's just label this cell with C, the cell. Then I have to go to a cell valued at C from here. Now I can't go here and get a C because that would break the C's in the column. So I have to go to here and get a value of C. But in doing that, we know this can't be boosted because it would have a value of at least 14 plus its digit. And that doesn't have a value so high. So this is a natural C. But that means the star, everywhere the stars are, they sum to 8 plus C, which means this is a C across that star. So you can't do that. It doesn't work. So this has to go up across the star. Which means, yeah, I think that means this has to cross down across the star, because if it didn't, I know this is the value of this digit is a Sudoku number. So it's less than 14. In the sense it's less than what this would be boosted by. So I know that if this didn't cross the star and went here, then the logic works backwards, in the sense that this digit should be there and there at the same time. So it can't be in both places at once. So Phinx has to go down into a natural digit, and these two digits are the same. And I'm sure there's a way we're meant to know what this is. I don't know it. I'm not. It's not revealing itself to me. So I've got two plain stars now in column 6 and 2 plain stars in box 2. I've got 3 by Sudoku. Oh, not C. 3. 3 in one of those 2 cells. So there's a yes, there's a 3 natural on the stars down here. But that's a natural 3, not a boosted 3. So is that 3/8? No, it can't be 3/8 actually. Sorry, no, it's not 3/8 because that would be 11, wouldn't it? And then this would have to be 3/8 as well. Sorry, that's total nonsense. So the maximum value of the star is 3/7 now for 10. Because this can't have 9 across it. So this is... Oh, well, hang on, that's seriously restricted. Because we know from the top star that this is at least... Oh, if this was a 1, it's a 9, at least. And from here... So it's either 3 and 6 or 3 and 7. Because I can't get this up any higher than that. So this digit is 1 or 2, and that's a 1-2 pair in row 2. And this star is either... hang on, that digit is the same. Yeah, these 2 digits are the same, remember. And this domino adds up to either 9, which would be 2, 7, would it? It couldn't be 1, 8, 3, 6 or 4, 5. So it would be 2, 7, and it would be exactly like that. Or it adds up to 10. It couldn't be 4, 6, 3, 7 or 2, 8. So it would be 1, 9, and it would be in that order. So I've now got a 1-2 pair here as well. So that's quite interesting, because what that means is, look at 1, 2 and 4. Where are they in the top row? And the answer is, I don't know, but they're definitely in those cells. So I'm a chocolate teapotted there, but that is still a triple on 1, 2 and 4. Now, what do we do next? So this has a value of 8. I can't create a second value of 8 in this box, because anything I double is going, or boost, is going to be worth millions. Not quite literally millions, but far too much. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, Marty, that's lovely. Right. When I pencil mark this, what we could have done is pencil mark that as well, couldn't we? But that begs a question. Where's 5 in this box? And the answer is, I don't know. It's in one of those 3 cells. But that means I know where 5 is in this box. So these digits are 6, 7 and 9. One of them... No, that's not even true. Well, no, hang on. I don't trust what I've just done there at all. Because that's now saying 6 is on this domino. How can that be? How can that result? It's weird, this puzzle. Why? I mean, that does seem to be forced by what we've done, but I'm totally and utterly bewildered by that. So, because I knew this was limited. Oh, okay. So these digits definitely include 5 and 8, and 1 of 6 and 7, which means these digits definitely include 5 and 8. So there's an 8 over here, definitely. And there's a 5 down here, definitely. Now, the weird thing is that it's the 6 bouncing back over here that I find bizarre. But anyway, it seems to be true that 6 in box 2 is now in the top domino, which forces it to be in this domino in box 1, which means this is a 3-6 pair. It means these digits are 5, 7 and 8. It means these digits are 6 and 9. It means this is 7 on the star. Well, the only way you can equate these stars now is if this is a 1 and this is a 2. So they're adding up to 9, which is sort of also proved because this was a 3-6, which makes this a 3-6. So 9 is the special number that the stars add up to. So that must be a 1 by that logic. And somehow or other we have to take this forward. That might be easier said than done. 8 is in one of those 3 cells by Sudoku. 1 is in one of those cells by Sudoku. 3 is in one of these cells by Sudoku, so it's in one of those 3 cells. This is not a 3-6, actually. This black dot, it depends, doesn't it? Because we don't know whether this is a naughty. If that was a naughty, we'd be adding 14 to something. So this would have to be... No, I don't think this can be... Well, I don't think this can be a boosted blackcurrant. Because this digit would be worth, it's row 9, column 5, so we're adding 14 to the digit, so it's over 14 in value, which means this has to be half of that number. So the minimum even number this could be would be, or value it could have would be 16, which would make this 8 or 9, which it can't be by Sudoku. So that's got to be green. And now, okay, now that is good, because this can't be 3-6, it can't be 1-2, and it can't be 4-8. So that is a 2-4 pair. That's the only other blackcurrant or doubling relationship that's available in Sudoku. I mean, I only know that from experience. That's nothing clever I'm doing there. So. Oh, nearly 5 is getting quite restricted in box 8. These digits, oh, they're 5, 7, 8, which we knew from up here. It's mind melting, this one. I thought yesterday's was very hard, but this requires you to think in a very strange way. So, well, okay. Right, so where do we now go from here for our next cell? Oh, something down here, you know, has to be doubled, or boosted, I should say. And whatever it is, it can't be the next cell on the path. Obviously, because we can't create its equivalent value in box 2. It could go to a 5 if that's a 5. If you go to the 4 here, you can't go to a 4 from this cell because the 4's too far away. So we don't go to the 4. If we go to the 3, that has a value of 8, which I can't create a second value of 8 down here. So I either go to a 5 or I go to a 6 or a 9. And if I go to a 6 or a 9, I don't do that for a beautiful read. Oh, that's beautiful, Marty. Right, I don't do that. Because if I go to this one, we have to ask the question, how do we create that value as the next cell on this path? Now, this cell can't be 6 or 9 by Sudoku. So we'd have to go into this cell, with a natural 6 or a 9, but that would be the same digit in column 5. So we can't do that. So we have to go to the 5. Whoopsie, wrong colour. So we go to the 5. Now how do we go to a 5 from this cell? We've got to go downwards. So this is a 5, and that is a natural 5. And therefore this is the doubler, or whatever it's meant to be called. It's not a 3, therefore, because we've had a doubled 3. So that's a 3, a boosted 3. And these digits, this is not a 5 anymore. And the digits down here are 6, 7, and 9. And please let Sudoku help me. No. Oh, well, yes, a bit. Actually, no, it's okay, isn't it? This is a 7. This is 6, 9. Can't repeat 9 in the booster, so that's 6, that's 9. Look, we're doing quite well. These digits are somethings. 2, 5, 6, maybe? 6, yeah, look. We've got a whole box. We've got 2 whole boxes filled. I'm going to get rid of all my corner marks and replace them with central pencil marks. 1, 7, 8 here. 3, 4, 9 here. We've got a black dot to think about, although it could involve boostage, obviously. And 5, 6, 9 here. That can't be 9. So if that was an unadulterated cell, it would be a 9, and that would be a 9. But that could be boosted. Although there's a booster look down there by Sudoku on boosters. Oh look, yeah, I can do greenification. So there's a booster in one of these. And the booster here is a 4. Because 3 and 9 have already been boosted. So, how does that work? So, a boosted 4, if this was not boosted 4, how would the black dot work? I'm not even sure it can work if it is boosted 4. That's a worry, actually. I might have done something wrong here. I'm just thinking, if this is a green digit, it therefore can't be boosted because we know the 4 is boosted. So it would be 3 or 9 opposite digits that don't work. They aren't half or double. So this is, well, I say this is boosted 4, but I haven't done the calculation to work out why that works. If it works is probably a better question. That would be a 9 now as well. That would be natural, so that would be natural. I'm filling a whole load of things in here that's probably unjustified because what is this? Row 4, column 6. So this is oh my goodness, this is a 14 value. But that's okay on a blackcurrant if this is a 7. That's beautiful. That's just crazy. Okay, look, there's a booster in one of those, and these are unboosted. Can you have a booster there? It would be row 5, column 2. So it would have to be a very small number because it would be having 7 added to it. No, it couldn't be, because the minimum it could be would be 3. So if it was boosted, it's now worth more than 9, which is the total value on a star. So that is actually natural. And this is a pair that add up to 9. It's not 1, 8. It's not worth pencil marking, I don't think, but it's either 2, 7, 3, 6 or 4, 5. Okay, what about those digits? They're 2, 3, 4 as a triple. So this is a 1, 7, 8 triple. I feel like there's a lot of 1, 7, 8 triples. That's not 1. Oh, something down here is boosted. It's not the 1. It's a 7 or an 8. I can do some thingies over here, look. This is a 1, this is a 2. I mean, that's appalling. That's done nothing virtually. Oh, bother, I don't know what to do. Okay, can we go further from the 5 then? We can't go into the... Oh, yeah, we can. We can't go into that. It's going to be worth about a zillion. That is row 8, column 5. 13, that's worth 19. So we can't create a 19 from there. So we must go into the 2. Now, and that's fine. I can find a 2 there. And then I can't go... Oh, actually, what was that one worth? 14. 14, and that one's worth... No, that's 19, so it's still not big enough. So we still don't go into the 6. But we could go into the 4 if we go backwards on ourselves. I think that would be the only way. Oh, wait a sec. Hang on. These paths are meant to be the same length. I'm nowhere near where I need to be here. So I'm just thinking that if I go to that 4, then how do I go to a 4 that's useful here? I have to go to that 4, don't I? Because there's no 4s available in those cells. And there's no boosters available. So I go to this 4, and then I would be going to the cupcake very soon. Through a 16 value. Was it 16? No, 14 value. But even so, I can't get from there to the cupcake so quickly enough, because even if I go here and I take as long as I could, I'm only taking 3 cells to get to the cupcake. 1, 2, 3. I can't reach it. So I don't think that's right. I don't think this does go there, which means this goes diagonally, because it can't go to the 4. So it must go to a 9 now. That's okay, provided this is a 9. Because this can't be by Sudoku. Have I missed an option there? I don't think so. I think that has to be a 9. So these digits are 3, 6, 8. Don't know the order. Hang on. This is different. This is important in a different way, because now where do I go from here? Where do we go from here? Through the sea of fears, mighty. Who are my real friends? Honey, I've got the bends. It's Radiohead. I think I'm going to have to go through there, and then through, and then through there. Okay, so I have to go up. That's the only way I can do that. So I go from a 9 to a 2 or a 4, which is going to be there. Is that definitely correct? No, because I could go there. Oh, no, you rotten puzzle. So how do we do this? I'm here, and I either go up into a 2, which would require me to go here. And then I'd have to go into a 4, which would have to be here. And this would have to be that can't be a 3 actually. By that. So maybe that doesn't, maybe this isn't a 2. If I go north into a 2, how do I get a 2 from here? I have to go there. Then by Sudoku, next digit would be a 4. So I have to go for a 4 from here, which would have to be there. And that would be a 2 and a 4, and that cell would break. So this cell is not a 2. That's a 4. That's a 1. That's a 2. Now one of these is a 2, one of these is a 1, and one of these is a 4. But the next digit I now need is either a 4. No, it's not a 4 from here, because then I need a 1 and I can't get 1. But if I go to a 4 down, then I can go to a 1 by going to a 1 here. So now I'm going to go across again. I don't know if I want to hit the booster or not. I could, because I could hit a booster there. Oh, I tell you something that's very straight. Yes. Yeah, I don't go to a 2 next, because I've gone to a 7 or an 8, which is possibly boosted next. So I am definitely hitting the booster in box 3. I just don't know whether I'm hitting it next, which would be this one, or I'm hitting it there. But it is a hang on, it is a boosted 8 up here, definitely, because I've had boosted 3 and boosted 6. So the booster down here is boosted 7. This is horrific, because who knows whether you could actually have boosters in the same position. You've got row 9, column 1 or 2, so you're adding 10 or 11. But you've got row 2, column 8 or 9, so you're adding 10 or 11. Oh no! So what does that mean? Well, okay, so one of the next 2 digits on the path is here is natural 3 or natural 6. Now, so if I go into the corner with my next 2 here, I would have a natural 8 on the path, which I can't match here, because the 8 is doubled or boosted. So I've got to go up. So the second cell after this one, which means the equivalent of this cell, is this can't be boosted. That's not the boosted, because it would be far too big if it's boosted 8 in these positions. So this is not boosted, and I think it's going to be a 3. That seems to be the only way you can equate those two. So this is 3, and both of them are natural. This is not, hang on, now we can do some Sudoku. So that's 6, that's 3, that's 8. 8 is boosted, so these are not boosted. There's a booster in one of those. This is 936, so this is 936 on the Phinx path. And now the next cell after the 1 is, this is going to have to be boosted 7, and I have no idea whether that's going to work. But boosted 8 in row 2, column 8 is 18's worth of value. So that needs to be, it needs to be boosted. And we just have to hope that, and we know it's therefore a boosted 7. And does this have a value of 18? It's in row 9, it does. It's in row 9, column 2, which adds 11. So that does work. Right, this is not a 3 by Sudoku. This is not a 7 by Sudoku. That's not an 8 by Sudoku. That digit is a 5. Oh, sorry if that's been available for ages. That's a 7. So 3, 6. That's a 7. This row needs 5, 6, 7. So this is a 5. So the next digit is 6 or 7 from here. So it must be 6, mustn't it? So we must go into the 6, into the 6, into the 7. That's an 8, that's a 5. So this has gone 7, 5, 8. So this needs to go 7, 5, 8. That's a 2, that's a 4 by Sudoku. This column needs a 1 and a 2. Where's 1 in row 4 now? Because it's not in these 3 and it's not in those 3, so it's got to be there, look. This is not 4 by Sudoku. Oh, this is exciting now, because I think we're closing in on how to do it. Now, let's get rid of corner pencil marks, because again, I think we're in better shape, aren't we? We need 2, 3, 8 in that column. We need 4, 6, 9. And we need 5, 7. Okay, but we've had 7 boosted, so there's a 5 booster here. I'll put that in a corner. That's a 5 booster. So what's the booster we've not had? Boosted 2. I've not had a boosted 2 anywhere. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that's great. Because I've got a by Sudoku, I've got a booster in one of those 2, and there is a 2 pencil marked into those cells. So we're actually probably not wrong here yet. So this domino, it adds up to 9, and it's not 1, 8 or 2, 7 now. So it's either 3, 6, which might be possible that way round, or 4, 5, which would be that way round. Oh, someone with a very loud exhaust out there. What about those cells then? 3, 5, 7. Oh, okay. Where's... Yes, sorry. So that's 7 just by Sudoku. Which means that's huge, actually. Is that actually correct? This can't be, yeah, this can't be 7, because that can't be 2. This is very important, because 7 being here seems to do column 9 for me, but much more importantly, it's done my boosters, because now we know we know the overall boosting situation. It's like that. We need to make that one just entirely. Now that does some Sudoku for us. Does it do enough Sudoku? That is a moot point just for a second, but bear with me. These digits are 4, 6, 8. So where is 8 in this column? It's there. So 8 is not here anymore. So this is 8. This is not 4. This is a 6. Can't be a 9 either. So this is not 6. Now, can we keep going with Sudoku, or are we going to run out of steam? And I've still got the path to figure out as well. Where's my path? My path is here and there. So 7s look quite good. 1s do not look good. A 1 here, from here, I don't think I can get to a 1 from there. So it doesn't go downwards. It's either going... Can I get to a... Oh, I can get to a 6. I could go there. So it's either going to a 6 or a 7. But if it's 7, it's lots of ways of doing it. And if it's 6, it's got one way of doing it. Yeah, okay, but it can't be 6, can it? Probably not. Wouldn't I get 2 4s in the same row? I'm not sure about that. If we go to the 6, if this goes to... So this... If Inks goes to a 6... Phinx goes to a 6. Now, she can't go to a 6 here because of the round wall spot, so she'd have to go, I think, there. Which means her next move has to be vertical into a 4. But that means that the 6 that Inks is on here has to go into a 4. but that would be a 4 here in the same row as the 4 on the other side. So I don't think no, that's not the end of the sentence. Don't mock me. I do try to think. I don't think we go into a 6. I think we go into a 7. Okay, well, that's still good. That's still good, because that means, given that Inks can't go into a 6, she must go into a 7. Now, from here, how could, on any of these 7s, so whether Phinx goes up or there, how does she go into a 1? She can't for her next move. So that means that Inks goes into a 6. But hang on, because if I do that, aren't I going to get the same problem again? If Phinx goes up... Hang on. I'm getting confused now. So this is the current situation, but I've got to go into a 7. If I go into this 7, I have to go into this 6, and then I have to go into a 4, and I get 2 4s in the same row. I can't go through this channel. It's sort of blocked off by a weird bit of logic involving 4s in row 5. So the 7 I go into is there, and then I must go into a 6 again, which looks like it has to be here, I think. I can't see another 6, so I'm going to go there now. So that's 6, that's 5, that's 2, that's 3, that's 2. Please keep going. Yeah, it might do, 6 4, 4 9, 3 9. The cupcake is a 9. 3 5. So the paths are now here's an interesting thought. How do the 2 rats approach the cupcake? Because they must approach from the same digit, because they end on the 9, but the paths that they take are exactly the same by dint of value. So I think looks like they have to go from 8s to me, because effectively what you've got to do is within a king's move of the cupcake. Oh, no, you can't. I suddenly thought 3 would work, but 3 won't work. You've got to have, within a king's move of the cupcake, you've got to have 2 of the same digits or 2 of the same values. So this is out because that's a nonsensical value. But if we look there are 2 8s. There are 2 3s, but you can't do a direct line from the 3. So I think that's going to be Inks's move. And that's going to be Phinx's move. So it looks like... Oh, no, you can't. You can't go straight because I can't move there. So I have to do another rinky-dink. I could do 3. Could go down to a 3. If I go... Yeah, I can't go to the 1 because then I'd have to go to the 8. And if I go to the 1 here, I can't get to the 8. And if I go to the 5, there's no 5 available. So I go down to the 3 and up to the 8. And this one goes across to the 3 and down to the 8. And I think that is the solution. That's an incredibly clever puzzle. It's sort of magical because what Marty's done there is not just invent a rule set, but there's completely original logic in that. That's brilliant. I mean, it's a fascinating puzzle, actually. And think about what he's done. He's created 9, 3, 6, 7, 5, 8. 9, 3, 6, 7, 5, 8. 4, 2, 1. Oh, I haven't done my path up here, but it's now become clear. Does that? I'm glad I checked this. Everyone would have said I got the puzzle wrong. Then you've got 9, which is 15, versus 7 plus 7 plus 1, which is 15. 8, 1, 5, 2, 9. 8, 1, 5, 2, 9. 4, 1, 4, 1. And we did that calculation. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it's 18, wasn't it? Then 3, 6, 7, 6, 3, 8. 3, 6, 7, 6, 3, 8. Onto the 9. Brilliant. Yeah. Oh, goodness. There's a screed to read. Experiment completed successfully. Test Date 18th of March 1975. Blackcurrants eaten 1. Starfruit eaten 3. I've noticed a few interesting moments that have occurred during the most recent tests. Sometimes Finkz will pause and look towards her friend as though wanting to be helpful and guide her in a particular direction. Finkz, however, will continue on independently, preferring to work things out for herself and appearing almost resistant to any guidance. These exchanges are subtle, but suggest that their partnership is still evolving, shaped as much by a desire to assert individuality as by collaboration. There we go. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. How long? Oh, well, it's not too bad. It's definitely not as long as yesterday. But every bit as magical. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.